Hello, this is Leif Spørck. This is Norwegian phrase of the day. Phrase number 31. It's March 12th, 2015. And I want to have a little, I just want to make a little statement, a little disclaimer before I go on here today. I've said this many times, but these phrases I'm getting, these are every lesson. I'm on lesson 8. Every lesson is about between 8 and 25 phrases. There's a lot that integrate the new vocabulary and integrate the new grammar. Helps you learn these new things that happen in each lesson. So some of these phrases, are designed to help me learn. They're more designed to help me learn how to think about how the sentences are put together, and less about memorizing. Like, let's just say you open up a Learn Norwegian handbook, and it has a list of 100 different commonly used phrases in Norway. Well, if you just memorize what the phrase is with the word, yeah, that's great. You'll be able to say thank you and goodbye and you're welcome and simple things. But you're not going to learn the language. You're just going to learn how to memorize something and then expect a reaction from somebody that you're saying it to. You're not going to be able to think how to say something on your own. You're not going to be able to do anything else other than just say something. So what I'm doing is my goal is to actually learn how to make my own sentences, learn how to read learn how to read a newspaper in Norway. It's going to be a long time before I can just step into a conversation and start talking with people, because it's so many vocabulary words are out there that I didn't need to learn. So to a lot of people, that's why learning a language even seems like a daunting task, because it's just to walk into a conversation and start understanding what people are saying is nearly impossible. It is impossible. You need to know the vocabulary words. There is no autistic genius that's just going to magically know what the words are in another language, because you have to memorize them. You have to know them. You can't just, some words are recognizable, but there's a lot of words that look nothing like English. So anyways, the point I'm trying to make is these phrases that I'm learning and that I'm sharing with you, they're designed to help me learn the language. They may not be exactly what you would say in a certain situation. You wouldn't normally say these things in a given situation. Maybe not in the exact way in which these sentences are written. For instance, last week's phrase, or the last phrase was "Good kveld for two er du snill." Good kveld for two er du snill, which means, good evening for two, please. So you wouldn't just necessarily walk into a restaurant in Norway and say that. You wouldn't do that in England in the United States very much either. Every restaurant's different. You would walk in and kind of see what's going on. So what I'm saying now is I'm speaking to both people. I'm speaking to people in the United States, because I want them to realize that learning Norwegian is more than just memorizing a phrase in a definition in a Norwegian learning book. It's more than just memorizing how to say thank you and please and good night and good evening. It's more than that. It's actually learning how words and phrases or sentences are put together. And then for the Norwegians, I want them to know that I also understand that these phrases I'm reading aren't necessarily how they would be used in Norway, and Norwegians don't normally talk exactly like this. There's many different ways of saying things, so I'm aware of that. I'm just more interested in learning how to say things in general. I'm so basic. I'm at such a basic level that everything I learn new is going to help me, regardless of how it might necessarily be. Maybe someday when I am in a given situation, I'll know enough to create my own sentences to say something, and then probably people will correct me all along the way. So today's phrase, enough of this, today's phrase is Mannen, kunne, ikke, gjøre. Mannen, kunne, ikke, gjøre. The man couldn't do anymore. The man could not do anymore. Mannen, kunne, ikke, gjøre. Mannen, kunne, ikke, gjøre. So, let me say this, you can say that in a couple different scenarios, like, the man could not do anymore. Mannen kunne ikke gjøre mer. Mannen kunne ikke gjøre mer. Or you could say, the man couldn't do anymore. Mannen kunne ikke gjøre mer. Mannen kunne ikke gjøre mer. So I know sometimes it might sound like a robot when I'm saying these. Mannen kunne ikke gjøre mer. So I try to imagine being in that situation where I'm actually talking with someone, and who knows what's going on around me that might alter the way I say something, my tone, my articulation, things of that nature, frustration, happiness, funniness. Mannen kunne ikke gjøre mer. Mannen kunne ikke gjøre mer. For instance. So I like to imagine all those situations because it helps me learn the language. So that's all for today. Thanks for listening. Bye.